Welcome back to another Ret Paladin video. Verabin here. Today I am bringing you a highlights reel that focuses on how Ret Paladins did in the recent AWC Cup 1. There was a lot of footage on this thing. I think there's something like 18 hours of footage. So I went through the footage and cut out what I thought were the best parts of it. So I'm not going to be commentating this video because I believe there's already commentation going on, so I don't need to overlap with it. So enjoy the footage, and please be sure to hash that like button and subscribe for more. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Last cooldown Gorecki really does have available, and it looks like WizK will potentially fall. Blessing of Protection. There's just the cooldown rotation from Golden Guardians has been absolutely beautiful. They're going for another setup. Can they take Spexin down? It's getting close. Pre-die by the sword, and WizK still just barely holding on. There's no tools left for Absurge.
Last line of defense. They're swapping over to Borug. He has no bubble, anything left here. Mystic trying to close out the match. There's the Blade Storm. Big damage coming out. But now they're leaving Blackfire completely free. Rocket with the Stormkeeper. Who is he going to zap? It could be Mystic here. Mystic needs to be ready to use his bubble here. Uses the shield right there of Vengeance. Mercy as well, activating the Die by the Sword. And he is going to stay alive a little bit longer. Those stuns should be ready now for Borug as well as Blackfire. And Blackfire, he's never above 50% anymore. There it is, stun onto Borug, and now a potential other stun onto Blackfire. They kick the Stormkeeper right there, and now Blackfire so low to get dropped here, and finally the Spirit Link is going to come out from Lontar, and they're going to execute Blackfire and send him home.
Man, almost a 60% dampening game. That's certainly the longest game we've seen today. However, Reload Esports closing it out 3-0 against Looking For Org. These guys tried really hard to get it into that deep dampening, tried to get that win in on this third game here, Sid.
I actually think if he was playing Wild Charge, that would have worked. He needed like a little bit more mobility. If he was using Wild Charge and Typhooning actively,
Lontar
just happened.
God.
What?
Barug
There's no way.
and killed him. Barug literally just ran in 3 versus 1 and killed him. I'm not even joking. That was the most.
Oh my goodness.
Are you kidding me?
All right, I'll eat my words. Okay.
All right. Well, now we're actually in an interesting situation. I mean, Procket and Borug, they could easily win this. I cannot believe
they're going
to. They're going to win.
This.
They could actually win this. Mystic now pops his Avenging Wrath. Oh, Barug might get dropped. He's caught into a Hammer of Justice. How could he possibly live this? Procket needs to peel, but he cannot. Yeah. That was insane. We need a replay of that Paladin just running in 3 versus 1. There's no way. It's over.
You know what?
Full health.
You know what I just saw at the end of the game that saved Mystic? Mystic is also using a tank spec legendary.
What?
When he dips below 20%, he procs the prop Paladin shield. So he was also running the tank spec legendary. It saved him at the end of the game. Proc at the end of the game.
Supertease is so happy.
Big heals coming in from Cara. This could potentially be the Divine Shield. They're seeing a little bit more damage with the Earthen Wall Totem drops down. It looks like OLDNESS Strikes will be able to hold on.
Yeah, and you can tell OLDNESS Strikes, they are banking on a mana win here. They're just, look at Cara. He never stacks up here with the melee. He just stands back. Look at him. He's a second healer, spamming out those flashes of light, keeping Tana alive, making sure that he's not making any additional pressure by stacking against that Frost DK for those shield streaks, for that cleave damage, and he's keeping his healer nice and safe. As soon as the Starlock's over, he's going to give him that freedom, and here we go. Big damage now coming out from Cara. Beautiful anti-magic zone though by Zeepai. Gonna deflect that, and Nerd Rage doing a lot of pressure here on the Warrior, and I gotta say it feels good towards Blizzo and Nerd Rage. Go toe-to-toe again on those Warriors. Some of the best Warriors Europe has to offer. Cara once again in that defensive positioning, and look, Tana, he's got all of his cooldowns. Askara does not, and his mana is not looking good. This is looking like OLDNESS Strikes are going to be walking away with this if they can just keep this up for a little bit longer, but a big setup coming now.
Yeah, the Spirit Bastion is down. Triple cleave here from Skill Captain. This is their last chance at Cara. No! They were so close.
Yeah, I like what Cara is doing as well. Cara's playing from ranged. He doesn't want to stack up and get bursted down by that cleave, and he's able to hit Asgrath at the same time. Great positioning from Cara. They grip Tana in, but Cara's not CC'd. They do get the grip, though, with the Abomination Limb. The entire team pulled together. They need to get ready for this. Cinder goes to hits. Spirit Link Totem connects on the combo, but Tana gets shredded down. Ascendance pop, but it gets sharpened, barely recovering from the attack. But now that they've stabilized, they need to go after Asgrath. That was a huge play by SkillCapTU. They netted exactly what they needed to, but now they're going to be on the back foot. Asgrath dips low. Huge hit connects from Cara. Avenging Wrath is rolling. Asgrath ducks for cover in the room, but now his team is getting cleaved down as well. And cleave mirror matchups are probably the most stressful to heal. And Blizzo's in trouble. Nice hex by Tana off to the side. Snipes Asgrath, and OLDNESS strikes back. 1-1. Need to get a kill right here and now with this play. They don't find it. Rallying Cry comes through. Dive on the sword, trades from Nerd Rage. They survive the combustion. And now guess what? There's no Cauterize. There's no Ice Block. They're gunning down for Morrow. Cara rolls over for that Hammer of Justice. Are they ready for the hit? It could be massive. That Wild Seed, they're pushing for it. Down to half. Asgrath trades again with the sacrifice. Avenging Wrath. Now Cara getting blasted by Zeepai. Zeepai trying to put the team in his back pocket. Big lava burst from downtown. And Cara actually has to divine shield that incoming lava burst. Zeepai puts his team back in the game.
Really good burst damage there by Zeepai. At the same time, Nerd Rage responded to that situation perfectly in order to survive, but now Cara is definitely an open target here. Spirit Link Totem as well as Trinket available for Tana, and he does use it. He uses everything, and just in a few moments, SkillCapTU manages to get OLDNESS strikes defensive cooldowns, basically every single one of them, and it puts them back in this game. Morrow's still going to be a little bit scared here. There's no sacrifice to back him up. Cara has his wings up in just 33 seconds, and I feel like in 33 seconds, if Cara and Nerd Rage can stay on target, Morrow is going to be in a world of trouble. Asgrath does not have the cooldowns to keep him alive, and it's going to be up to Zeepai, up to Morrow to somehow stay alive or even take down Cara in the next few moments. We were almost at 25% dampening. Big damage going out onto Cara, and he gets dropped. They set it up perfectly. SkillCapTU doing a great job with this composition on this map, and they are up now in this series.
Goodness, Cara just getting melted. Really quick at the end there.
That's when Chaz is interrupted, and this pressure is endless from Reload Esports.
It is, and I mean, you can't blame Vessia in that situation. He has no Cauterize, so he can just get taken down by Mystic relatively quickly. I mean, that's going to be the Ice Block. That's going to be the Battle Masters. The one thing Thesia has going on for him right now is the fact that he has Combustion, but he has to hold up. One more setup. Here it is, the Combustion onto Mystic. Can they get the Divine Shield? Mystic doesn't want to throw the game. He just uses the Divine Shield, wants to continue the assault onto Thesia, realizing they don't really have too many defensive cooldowns left. That being said, I mean, Chaz, some of his major cooldowns are rotating back up. He has that Sacrifice, so there's one more safety net, and the Void Shift, so Method's still not looking too bad, and they're able to get off that precious Divine Shield from Mystic. But both these teams still in this game. 11% dampening at this point. That's it. Just have to be very careful. The Void Shift comes in, and they just kill him through it. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? They 100-0 him, get the Void Shift, and then 100-0 him again. This is what I'm talking about. I'm sure this is why Zico was like, yeah, you do not want to be a Fire Mage against this composition. That was nuts.
Yeah.
You good, Ben? Are you all right?
I've been there.
Trust me. Pick himself back up, but mana is quite limited. Intervene, Overwatch, Reflect onto Mystic. They're pushing for the kill onto Zuniaki. He has to use Dispersion almost immediately as they connect. Dampening continues to rise. Divine Shield available. Gladiator's Medallion available for the entire team. Huge damage in onto Thesia. Chaz trying to recover with Divine Favor, but they cut right through that. Chaz now stunned up. Thesia has to Ice Block. Where's the Shatter? Are they even going to go for it? Maybe they're holding it for a bop. Divine Toll swap to Chaz. Chaz has the Divine Shield. Mercy still holding on to the Shattering Throw. Divine Shield and Ice Block in one go. Zuniaki now swap too. They're forcing the life swap potentially. Here comes the Combustion. Mercy just instantly going to drop that dive of the sword. Now they switch to Mystic. He's going to drop the Shield of Vengeance, and that's it. Zuniaki is just going to get chopped up. That was almost going to be all three members of Method going down. He couldn't life swap. Everyone was dead. I'm going to trade my 30% for your 30%. There's nothing he could do. And Reload Esports go to match point. Seal is just getting KO'd by Hammers of Wrath because Cassidy's trying to help out with a regrowth. They're doing whatever they can to try and pull a miracle out of this disaster. Relza just has nothing. He's going for Smite on Tana. Just please do any damage to anyone on OLDNESS Strikes at this point. They've got Cassidy pinned in bear form. Vasile is trying to free cast aim shots and get some pressure, keeping Men Pet up. Does not want his pet to go down right now. That's likely game over if it does. Cara into the Cyclone. Nerd Rage going after Facile. Tana just lobbing in Lava Burst. I mean, this is free reign for OLDNESS Strikes right now, and Facile could ultimately go down. Paid suppression on 1%. He just left the game. He's not even giving them the satisfaction of getting the execute. Just, I'm out.
Oh, man.
You know you got no chance when that happens.
That was sad, honestly. That was really, really sad. OLDNESS Strikes was in the driver's seat of that game from start.
They stun Gorecki, they poly Gorecki. Beautiful setup here by the Golden Guardians, but Gorecki blocks it with the medallion sacrifice. They're working with nothing. They're working with shreds at this point to pull off a victory. Can they manage to do it? Absterge pre-sacrificing crowd control here. Excellent play from Absterge. WizKick gets his combustion up in one more fireball, one more opportunity, one more shot. They cannot afford to miss it at this point. Smoke bomb coming up in 8 seconds. Smexon pre-banners the incoming assault, but a bop on WizKick, denying a lot of the damage at the moment. Actually, Thugonomics still just cutting through the blessing of protection. He's looking for that cauterize. Tons of holy damage. WizKick blinks back. I can't believe that the Golden Guardians are still alive at this point. Gorecki sitting through a sap. How do they pull this off? WizKick has to land the hugest combustion right now if he wants to take this.
He still has a cauterize. I mean, this is an elimination series. Golden Guardians, they have to win this game if they want to stay in the tournament. And we're at 37% dampening. Absterge has nothing left, but they have the cooldowns to potentially take someone down. A huge combustion onto Smexon, but he's holding on with the die by the sword. And now Space Station Gaming is looking to reverse it onto Pikaboo, onto WizK, but Smexon's still not out of it yet. Gorecki using the Divine Favor, the Divine Shield, to keep Smexon alive. And that will be enough. Pikaboo now at 30% health, still just dancing around with death. Absterge trying to keep him alive, but he's just got no tools left. At the same time, Smexon is getting so low. The commanding shout comes in. Golden Guardians is not letting Space Station Gaming take them down. It is such a close match. Smexon, there's no healing left. Can they take him down? Smexon could fall. Pikaboo could fall. Pikaboo's in execute range. He uses the shadowy duel. He's running for his life. At the same time, WizK's in so much trouble. He still has the cauterize. How are they still alive?
He's drinking.
I'm not sure, but this is pretty much over here. WizK cauterize triggers, no ice block for 20 seconds. Absterge gets a big Divine Favor. One final attempt here, potentially for the Golden Guardians. They do have a kill opportunity. They just need to get Gorecki to trinket something here, and they could be winning the game here. WizK, double Dragon's Breath, stun onto Absterge. WizK is playing on borrowed time right now. Triune Barrier comes out. There's the freedom on the Nova. WizK getting freedom back here, and Pikaboo in stealth, waiting to launch the next go. Smexon, how are you going to respond? Full sheep comes through. Thug in a sheep shot. Radiant Spark. Smexon is the target here. Gorecki needs to trinket. Sacrifice comes out, saving Smexon once again in the nick of time. And that is the final defense. And now Pikaboo does have his trinket as well for this next setup. Absterge trinketing for him, actually, keeping him alive. And somehow, some way, the Golden Guardians stay alive and put themselves in yet another checkmate situation. And this time, they have combustion. If Smexon doesn't pre-barrier, pre-bladestorm or something, or just outright kill WizK right now, this game could be over, Sid.
All right, let's see if the move can keep this going here. The Golden Guardians on match point. Another War Banner. They kill the War Banner. They intervene, trying to catch a Polymorph, but WizK's so low on health, he doesn't have cauterize. They need to trade. Ice Block barely going off. Where's the Shattering Throw? Smexon not committing it. Swapping to Absterge for a moment here. Absterge should be okay. Maybe not. Avenging Wrath just ended. They're desperate, but a triple Blinding Light by Absterge. They need a setup off of this. There's the combustion. WizK needs to pop off with a ton of damage. Where is it? Where is the damage? It's nowhere to be found. Smexon pops the die by the sword. He's got Rally. He's going for the Avatar. Smexon has had enough fooling around, enough playing around. They need to push and make some value out of this. Neither team has anything left in the tank here in terms of cooldowns. How is this game still going on? 53% dampening. Thugonomics Polymorph. WizK just doing everything that he can to stall. A full blind. Smexon in trouble. How are they actually going to pull off the move miracle here? 2 seconds left on the blind. 1 second left on the blind. Thugonomics pops wings. He needs a big heal, but Thugonomics is going for damage instead. in, trying to clutch it out here. Everybody on the Golden Guardians is getting cut to pieces, but Smexen is still critically low. They drop a smoke bomb in desperation to try and protect WizK and Absterge. What on earth is happening?
This is insane. WizK, can he live a little longer? Sacrifice comes out, but Absterge forced to use the Divine Shield as well. Smexen's still low. They could take him down. Do they have the healing? Thugonomics and Gorecki, they need to help him. Smexen's getting low. He could fall. They might do it. Can he actually do it? I mean, Smexen, he's looking a little bit more stable at this point. Divine Favor comes in. WizK, no Ice Block, no Cauterize. Pikaboo is still all over Smexen. Pikaboo just really carrying right now, trying to get that damage out. Warbanner drops again, intimidating shout on Pikaboo. They want to take WizK down, but he won't die. Sacrifice now onto Smexen. The last cooldown Gorecki really does have available, and it looks like WizK will potentially fall. Blessing of Protection. It's just the cooldown rotation from Golden Guardians has been absolutely beautiful. They're going for another setup. Can they take Smexen down? It's getting close. Pre-die by the sword, and WizK still just barely holding on. There's no tools left for Absterge. 62% dampening. WizK falls. Pikaboo likely to fall shortly after. And what an insane game that was. I mean, it went to 63% dampening, but that could have easily closed out 40% dampening, 50% dampening earlier.
Stuff here coming out of Space Station Gaming. They're not giving up here. They're going after Brain now as well. Brain does have his Divine Shield. Drake keeping him alive with the Vivify is now getting back onto target here. But he needs to be careful. He just uses Karma, realizing, hey, I'm trying to take down a Ret Paladin right now. Ceralium, still no Cauterize here. Could definitely go down without using his Ice Block. Definitely not a stranger to that one myself. And right now, Thugonomics using that Blessing of Protection behind the pillar on that leg sweep, trying to counter pressure onto Drake, but Drake just sitting there with his Zwen the Tiger right now, doing a lot of damage. There's a Spear of Bastion of Smexen trying to take down Drake, but Smexen actually the victim of tab targeting behind the pillar, gets disarmed and almost gets taken down there as well as Drake rolls around back through the box there. Smexen now trying to charge back in here and trying to close this game out, Sid.
Oh, that's it. Smexen goes down, had died by the sword, but didn't trade it out in time. Overwhelming pressure from KAWHI here in Game 3, asserting dominance over Space Station Gaming. Looking to get that rematch against Cloud9. A valiant effort from Space Station Gaming nonetheless, but denied.
Yeah.